What's going on YouTube? So we back with another banger, man. And I do say, if I do say so myself, the content have been contenting lately. If you like what I'm doing here, let me get a thumbs up. If you don't like it, let me get a thumbs down. Either way, we're going to keep cooking. Let's have civil discord in the comments, or not so civil. If you did not know, but you will be, and I must say this, you will be handled accordingly. Now, respectfully, if you did not know, I do have a TikTok. I am on all social medias. I have a website coming soon. It's going to be Iamkingdomlegacy.com, where you will have access to all my content, a click of a button, any service that I offer. Have a conversation with me. We'll get into that when you go to the website. That will be launching within the next 2 weeks, as well as if you're a part of my gaming family, I will be streaming 12 to 16 hours a day on my gaming channel. Yes, we're doing big things, man. I can't help it. I'm a grinder, or whatever the case may be, and it's easy for me to do the things that I do, especially create content, because I don't miss and I don't sleep. But it's easy for me to do that because I got love for the game. That's gonna be another video for another time. But if you do follow my gaming channel, I'm always giving jewels, and I'm always, giving motivation, and just. But it's all based on tech, content creation, and just gaming. But if you know me, like, it's just me inside of it with so much love and creativity. But that's not why we're here today. We're here for a little bit more of a controversial controversial subject. Now, if y'all did not know, once again, I am all over social media. Iamkingdomlegacy.com coming soon. But until then, if you want to find me on all social media platforms, I do not post on all social media platforms. But if you want to find me on all social media platforms, click the link tree in the bio. That's the easiest way. Boom, everything pop up. And I think I removed certain channels or social medias that's not relevant to what I got going on. And the only reason I don't post on Instagram, which is one of my biggest platforms, is because it's too technical stuff. Like, what's the point of not having a I'm sorry to go on this little tangent, but let me cook though. What's the point of having a schedule program, but it's on the mobile app? You know what I'm saying? Because professional users, they use desktops. So I am very accustomed to using a desktop. It's easy for me to go on my desktop, bang, 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 bang stuff out, scheduling, stuff like that. I have a busy, you know what I'm saying? I be moving around. 2 different channels, 2 completely different niches. I don't have time to be, or let me save it on this. Let me save it to the app so I can schedule it. Shit's stupid. And I don't want to pay a third party service to spread shit out. I could do that myself. But anyway, let's get into it. So, once again, more controversial topic. And I said that I was going to answer this in kind, and I was going to make a full video breaking down exactly what I mean, and just how men have to do better in a whole, when it comes to us being men, when it comes to the examples that we're setting for the younger men, because a lot of us has been failed by the previous generation of men. They was men, yeah, they worked, they might have even took care of home, they might even took care of mommy, but mommy was daddy ultimately. So we never knew what a strong example of a man was in daddy actually being the head of the household. Once again, it was mommy. And then if you didn't have a dad in the household altogether, You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, you was really fucked. Because everything that you see, everything that you do was from the perspective of a woman. So even how you handle things, how you process things in your mind, how you talk to women or whatever is differently. Because if you were raised by a single mother, whatever the case may be, and you were raised by this type of single mom, I'm gonna say this respectfully, if you was raised by this type of single mom that, you know, freaking couldn't stand your father and told you everything that was bad about your father, but never told you anything that was good, told you that your father left you and that he didn't care nothing about you. She told you like everything bad about him under the sun, and you believed her because that's mommy. Why would mommy lie? Why is daddy not here? So being as though you got that ick side of your father, you never even was interested in seeking out your father's truth, unless through the grace of God you end up bumping into somebody that was just like you seeked out that fathership that you needed. You know, you seeked out that manship that you needed. You did a couple things in life that led you towards a strong man to show you how a man is really supposed to move. And yo, I think you need to get your father's side or whatever. Now, for some of us, that was Kevin Samuels. Peace in paradise to Kevin Samuels. Now, for some of us, that was Kevin Samuels. For some of us, that was. It could have been anybody on the internet, or just it could have been grandpop. I'm talking about real strong grandpop, not grandpop happy wife, happy life type grandpop. We talk about grandpop when grandpop come in the house, everybody stopping what they doing to go say hi. Everybody stopping what they're doing. People moving shit around so grandpa could get comfortable because they know grandpa. They know grandpop is the man of the house. Grandma ain't gonna talk back. Grandma getting the plate ready and everything like that. Grandma ain't fucking saying, "Oh, well, you didn't make this money, so I'm ahead of this. I'm ahead of this household because I work too. You don't got more say so than me." No, grandma wasn't fucking with grandpa because grandpa, you know what I'm saying, she knew grandpa laid down the law. So you had a real example of a man, how a man's supposed to be, how a man's supposed to handle things or whatever. Matter of fact, you ain't even fucking see grandpa even raise his motherfucking voice. Grandpa had to raise his voice because his aura was that. You know what I'm saying? And that's, like I said, that's the best example. And then once again, you have the more common example where your mother bashes men or whatever the case may be, and ultimately teach you how to be a strong, independent woman. But you don't actually see it. Your mom, she made you into the man that she could never obtain. She said how your father was horrible or whatever. Let me cook, man. I'm sorry if this triggering, but she made you into the man that she could never obtain, and told you how horrible your father was. When and all, either she knew exactly what type of man your father was, and she didn't listen to him. Oh, I can change him. Or daddy was a rolling stone, fine as fuck. Mommy wanted to fuck, thought a baby was going to keep him, but you knew what type of man he was. So now he not shit, and all men ain't shit, and men ain't shit because they don't want to take care of your responsibility. So you're most likely to take on a woman in her bad decisions. And when I say bad decisions, I'm talking about children out of wedlock, this, then the third. Nothing wrong with dating a single mother if she absolutely deserve it, but they have to do a lot more than the woman without the children with a solid attitude, which that's rare too. So if you find a woman with children in a solid attitude or whatever the case may be, willing to take accountability and really let you run shit, that's rare. That ain't the norm. So all together as men, we just stay away from it. If you know, you know. But it's easy for us as men to hop in another man's comments based off of a woman that shows herself as such a toxic force. So in this example, I'm going to use my TikTok, and I'm going to use, I think it's Najee. I'm going to use my brother Najee right here or whatever, commenting on one of my soundbite clips on TikTok. So what I'm gonna have to do is, because I'm gonna play the clip, I'm gonna break it down, and then I'm gonna break down what I said to him. But I was tired at the time, but like I said, in kind, I will answer this with a full video response to put it on YouTube, and I'm gonna chop this up. I love this shit, man. To be honest with you. Y'all, I mesh with a woman like this because she's slim, thick, or whatever the case may be. Because I seen a video of her like a minute ago, and and she was like making it clip. That shit sounded heavy. I ain't gonna lie to you, right? Sounded heavy, but y'all will let that tear up everything that y'all got. Not to mention, she has a child with this man, and it probably hinders his relationship with his son because he don't want to deal with her. But that also shows, like, I don't know Rick Ross respectfully and personally, but it also shows that he has lack of control. If you like the content, please. Now, to give a little bit more context before I read the brother's comment, I didn't say nothing out of the ordinary or whatever the case may be. I'm only going off of her 20v1s, that clip exactly. In the clip, she was saying basically how somebody got deleted in proximity of her baby father, which is Rick Ross, and how she could have the feds over at her house. You don't want me to tell that. This, that, and the third, over a beef that she got going on with his sister. When have snitching and saying you're going to tell become cool? We just let the woman just let women just run. We just let women run amok sometime. That's what I was saying. It showed lack of control by Rick Ross, because ain't no way no woman that I gave my seed to, that I gave my most precious thing to, and she gave me her most precious thing, would talk like this and act like this towards me. Because that it ain't that, and it ain't never gonna be that. So, to give that context, this is what our brother said. How can you pass judgment on someone you know nothing about? She was just introduced to the world a few years ago, so how can you even compare her to toxicity? The internet things are strictly that. And so, what a lot of people may not know is, although my content isn't scripted, there is a level of research. There is a level of me keep seeing certain things or whatever, me going back to, to see how can I want to talk about this and use this woman for example, to tell men to stay away from. Once again, I have a men-centric channel. Women are always invited. Men, you definitely invited. You can always comment like this, brother, but just like I told him, false, brother, she been dealing with the ops. She the ops. You know what I'm saying? She damn sure became the ops 6 to 7 years ago when 50 flew her out just to talk about Rick Ross. And I love 50, but 50 and Rick Ross, 50 is Rick Ross ops. You don't deal with the ops. That's a lack of loyalty, or whatever the case may be. Now, I had a follow-up video to him. Now, I was working all day, I was tired, so I don't think I articulated myself to the level that I can articulate myself now that I'm up, you know what I'm saying, and I'm vigilant and I can like really express myself. So once again, so I made a video to it. I'm saying like a 6-minute video. It was on a TikTok. I'm not gonna play it, there's no point. Then the brother responded again. Now in that video, in that specific video, right, I said, yo, you know, respect. I'm gonna say this in a respectful way, and I kind of went into the whole, you know, daddy not really. If you did come from a 2-parent household, and you know you got a certain way of thinking, that daddy really wasn't the boss inside of the household. So being as though daddy wasn't the boss inside of a household, and mommy showed that she was the boss, it's a whole different ball game. It's not the same thing as if dad was actually a strong figure inside of the household, because you don't really know how to move like a man. And then if you were raised by a single mother, once again, you're fucked, because everything you do is from the lens of a woman. A woman can't raise no man, because in a woman's nature, a woman apex, like literally they are emotional creatures. Everything they do is based off emotion. Even if you take it to politics, you ask most black women or whatever that's Democrats, they'll say, yeah, I gotta support another black woman, even though that could be leading them to their destruction, even though it is leading them to their destruction, or whatever the case would be. And then when you hear certain rappers and things that people that are jesters, which is the entertainment that we put up on a pedestal, which we the only culture that do it, you hear them say, yeah, like what was the first thing Slim Thug said? Yeah, he was like, I'll be a lame not to support a black woman. So the fuck is you talking about? So just stuff like that, just being unaware of what's going on. But I went into the premises of, and I when I said the word simp, I think a lot of dudes, you know, it triggered him. He wasn't like, we gonna read his comment, like he wasn't like boo-hoo or nothing like that, or he didn't get disrespectful, but he was like, yeah, y'all just throw that word. He was like, I don't think it's simp activity. So what is a simp? Because we do use the word, you know, and it can seem like it's being thrown around, but I just don't throw the word around, brother. If I said it's simp activity, it's simp activity. So let me give you some context on why I said it's simp activity, because you know nothing of this woman. You know nothing of this woman, and I'm going based off her internet persona. It doesn't matter if that's who she is on the internet. She chose to show herself to the world as that. She's been out. She's been toxic. She has a toxic show. She might be the less toxic on the aunties, but she's still toxic. Otherwise than that, she wouldn't have a show. If she would not be where she was without her baby father, the man that you bash. If he gets deleted today or tomorrow, her son will be fatherless. And you telling me it's acceptable? Yeah, that fat mother effer, brother, come on. So when I said simp activity, it's because you jump to the aid of a woman you know nothing about. And if you go based on her persona of which she displays on the internet and what she actually is doing, because the internet is real life. If you're showing me that you're a toxic person, so she may not treat him like that off the cameras, but on the camera, she's a goddamn menace. So if you are a menace, how can you defend somebody that's showing you your actions? That's why I said a simp activity, because what is a simp? A simp is somebody that does more for somebody that does nothing for them. They don't care the same about you. A simp is somebody that will take up for somebody and be ran all over by a woman, usually by a woman or whatever the case. A woman could show you everything that's wrong about herself and you still continue. You gotta have patience. That's our black queen. Everybody ain't a queen, everybody ain't a king. And how that's even determined is how you move in your faith in God, and if you on your purpose or not. That's how you be, you know what I'm saying? That's what choose what caste you are. If you don't know what caste is, for y'all knuckleheads out here, caste mean class. So you could be low tier or you could be high tier, you could be mid tier, you could be mid tier working up to be high tier. But it's all about how you move and you make the decisions in your life. So if you're defending somebody that has a level of degeneracy, that makes you a simp. And you may not necessarily be a simp, but that's simp activity, point blank period, and I'm standing on it. So now we're going to go to his comment to the video response. That was a poor choice. That was a poor choice in example, and all I was saying, there are plenty of others. It has nothing to do with simp activity. Y'all throw that word around too much. And to me, once again, it's a female response. Respectfully, it's a female response is because that's them, like that's how women respond to certain things. Like you be like this, if I say, yo, my preference is I don't want to date a single mother. I'm just using this for example because actually my wife, she was a single mother before she met me. But anyway, I don't want to date single mothers. Women will bash you for your preference, but they can have the preference of, no, I want a man that make this much, I want a man that got this bag, I want a man that look like this, and they are nothing of the reflection of the man that they want. Therefore, they'll either have they be having son husbands to try to build a man that they could never have. The reason why I said your response is pretty similar and feminine, in my opinion, is because y'all throw that simp word around. Of course, a nigga doing simp stuff gonna say you throwing around the simp word too much. It's just a plain example. And then we got my homie, which is my friend or whatever the case would be, probably just looking at the videos. She probably went back to one video. She probably went to that video to see what was going on and came back to this video. You got a woman in there giving me a fist pump, and you the man, and you the man disputing what I'm saying about a woman that's clearly, that's what it shows, that don't know nothing about you. You're talking about passion, judgment. And once again, I'm not disrespectful, man. And like I said, I actually said in this video, we gotta stop. I made a video like we gotta stop going against each other or whatever the case may be. And we gotta give hand up instead of hand out as far as when it comes to a man. Like, stop jumping to the defense. I have yet to bash a woman on my men-centric channel. I have yet to bash a woman. It seemed like I'm always kind of talking about men because it's a men-centric channel. I really don't care about it's too easy for me to point out the hypocrisies and the crazy things that women do. Is too easy. I did that before. It was emotionally draining. But now I got a balance where it's though it don't really bother me. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy for me to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That ain't how you move. You know what I'm saying? A woman like this, man. And I got so many videos in the cooker cause this has reached top priority. I got so many videos in the cooker of perfect examples of what these what these women are doing and how and why we should stay away from basically the majority of this demographic of women, because they not good for us. But then we got dudes like this, respectfully, and I say this in the most respectful way, we got dudes like this just simping. It was no need. If you didn't agree with me, I'm cool with it, but like, you know what I'm saying? But you should have said what you didn't agree with, and what you didn't agree with, you didn't agree that she toxic. You're saying that the internet makes her look like that. How can the internet make you look like anything if you had multiple videos of you being a toxic individual? The reason why I can't stand Tasha, I don't care for her. I can't even say that. I'm about to say that's like, no. She do this stuff so we can talk about how toxic she is, because that helps her remain relevant. I gave a scenario to my wife and I said, yo, how about this? I said, if if Rick Ross came to her today or tomorrow and be like, yo, I know you getting your bag and stuff, but I don't like how you bashing me. How much would it take for you to give all that up? She said she not doing it because getting the money, she was like, she really want the fame and the attention, and getting the money is just the icing on the cake. And that's another woman talking about another woman, because the nature of a woman, because that's true, they like attention. So, but then once again, going back to you, we got men like you that's willing to crash out for women that don't care nothing about you, and that, you know what I'm saying, once again, she has a child by this man. That's a poor example of disrespecting this child's father, because when you have a child, you're a parent for the rest of your life until God calls you home or the other place. But either way, you're a parent for the rest of your life. So y'all are in it together for the rest of your life, regardless. So for you to bash a person that you would have nothing without is crazy to me. And then have a man basically validate the bad behavior. But hey, I appreciate you, because you made it easy for me to make this content, because somebody, it may not be you, which I do feel like it is you, needs to see this and process this and understand, so they can move differently and accordingly. But listen, if you like what I'm doing, let me get a thumbs up. If you don't like it, let me get a thumbs down. Either way, we're going to keep cooking. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to build. Iamkingdomlegacy.com coming soon. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, which is I Am Kingdom Legacy on the screen. And I'll catch you in the next one.
Time to get paid, blow. Time to get paid. Time to get paid, blow up like.